Welcome back. You're still watching Politics HQ right here on News Central Television. In a surprising twist of events, the All Progressives Congress has picked Honorable Dennis Idahosa as running mate to Senator Monday Okpebholo. It's a governorship candidate for the September 21 governorship election in Edo State. Idahosa was, if you remember, one of the aspirants who for the party's ticket in the February primaries of the party and was the first to be announced, remember, by Governor Rumours as winner of the governorship primary of the party. Before that primary, remember we talked about it here, was scrapped and a second primary organized where Okpebholo was elected. Well, of course, we all know that since then, Idahosa has headed to court. And former chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Omoregie Ogbeide-Ihama, was said to have been picked as running mate to Okpebholo following a meeting in Abuja on Thursday night. In fact, the stakeholders in that meeting, about 30 of them representing Edo South, unanimously chose him to be the running mate. However, Idahosa's emergence as deputy governorship candidate on Sunday night in another meeting, another stakeholders meeting chaired by the chairman, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. Now, it brings a surprising but interesting twist to a plot that has dragged on for weeks. This development was underscored by a congratulatory letter written to Okpebholo by Senator Adams Oshimole, who was said to have been supporting Idahosa during the primary, and that was a letter sent by the former governor of Edo State. Today, both Okpebholo and Idahosa were presented to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Asu Rock Villa, Nigeria's presidential villa, where President Tinubu handed over the party's flag as the candidate for the election to Okpebholo. And the question remains, has the All Progressives Congress finally solved the internal issues in Edo State? Joining us tonight, I guess, is Evans Ofeli, legal practitioner. Evans, it's good to have you
good evening.
on the program tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let's start from that. Does this show that the APC in Edo State has finally solved its internal wranglings?
Well, it is presumed so if there are no cases pending in court for those that are aggrieved. You agree with me that there's no way this resolution would come this way without grievances, given that someone was chosen before, Ogbeide was chosen before by Monday Okpebholo, before all of a sudden, after water has gone through the bridges and all that, we don't know how far-reaching those consultations are, but we could see the chairman of the party, the general secretary of the party, and some other persons and all that, and the president endorsing Monday Okpebholo and Dennis Idahosa, which would ordinarily mean that perhaps they have settled the matter on that reference. But whether or not they carried every other aggrieved party along is not in the discourse. There's no details. And whether some other persons are still aggrieved, see, from the hangover of the first primaries, at least I can say of a truth that the person who may emerge the winner, which is Dennis, Idahosa, has now been made the running mate of Monday Okpebholo. Okay, so it was the second primaries that Monday Okpebholo won, and so now they have settled that to that extent. But Ogbeide-Ihama and other parties, okay, we don't know their position right now, whether they are still going to maintain a case in court against this or not. But it is for the Central Working Committee of the party in its entirety to determine, to solve the internal wranglings.
All right.
Because by law, what is critical by law is a party's flag bearer.
Okay.
Not the choice of the vice.
I see.
Because what is in the Constitution is, and the Electoral Act, is that you have to conduct primaries, and you have a winner, and the name is submitted to INEC 90 days before elections.
But aren't both names submitted to INEC?
Yeah, both names are submitted. What I'm saying is that, usually the running mates don't go to the polls with the flag bearer of the party. who emerges winner. It's after the primaries that you pick someone. Now, the party is very conscious of who is taken.
Okay.
Now, because of what happened in Bayelsa some time ago, where David Lyon and the rest, so candidate have 5 names or thereabouts. Yeah. So the party, they are now conscious of who should go so that they don't lose the entire block because it's joint ticket. Okay. So we watch. I expect the APC to solve all problems within its circle.
It is interesting. You took the words right out of my way and talk about David Lyon.
Yes.
Because his running mate had an issue and that affected his candidature.
Yes.
But let's stay with the likes of Ihama, the likes of former Deputy Governor Lucky Maswen. These are big names who withdrew from that election, the party primary, citing unity. And they all seem to have joined forces to support Okpebholo and to fight Adams Oshomole. Though it's not said, but maybe announce it. Where lie the likes of Ihama, Maswen, and co in all of this?
Ihama and Maswen, these are very tough men in the APC structure in that state. And when I read in the news that Ihama actually withdrew, I was very surprised because in the last election, he fought it down with the current governor, fire for fire up until the end and all that. So, but politics is about sometimes compromise, sometimes you retreat, sometimes negotiations can counterproduce your intention, where they are looking at the zone, so that you don't just all go to the polls. You are coming from a zone that have been governor repeatedly, and there's someone who we could use to get more votes, to get acceptability and popularity that is from the other side. Sometimes you will need to step down. The negotiations are calculations and negotiations and projections. A lot of factors, things are factored into this.
All right.
Until Maswen and Ihama, until they speak up, we can't really know exactly where they stand.
All right, we'll come back to you, Evans Ofeli. For those of you watching at home, please stay with us. We have a commercial right ahead, and we'll be back afterwards. Welcome back. Legal practitioner Evans Ofeli, stay with us right here in the studio. We're looking at the developments in Edo State where, against all expectation, the man who was laying claim to being the rightful elected governorship candidate of the APC is now joining hands with a man who was declared by the party second time around as the winner of that primary. It would have been strange if you still had those cases in court and President Tinubu handed over the party's flag to one of them. Well, we have to move on with that conversation. Now, Evans, how do you foresee an Okpebholo Idahosa administration playing out? I mean, these are strange bedfellows. It seems, I mean, some could describe it as a forced marriage.
Yes.
Can Idahosa play second fiddle to Okpebholo when in his mind he believes that he won that primary? It is said that a deputy governor in Nigeria is like a spare tire.
Yes. Well, having considered, because he agreed to that would mean that he considered. That is looking at it from a distance. Okay. The likelihood of conflict is very high here because except they have been able to erase completely the grievance and replace them with sportsmanship, no one can say they can actually infer the heart of man, what is therein. So politics is a lot of fights. Even when you are quenching one, another one is starting. So you keep on negotiating. But I think the party is experienced enough to, do what is required. You see, this is not the point where the APC will start having internal wranglings because they are in opposition in Edo State. They're in opposition because they could not manage, when they were in power, they could not manage godfatherism and the fallouts of such squabbles. So PDP took over. Took over in the sense that one of APC's own left the party. Okay. Now they're in opposition. So this is the time for them to re-strategize. See, and the way they even came into Edo State was not even by election, was by the court pronouncement. We had Osumbo, Professor Osumbo, who INEC declared then as the winner before they went to court. So, yes, before you and all that. So, I think the party can manage the situation.
Okay, I just sort of, right now, I mean, it would be expected that maybe a wild card may have been thrown, or some sort of bone, or let me say something, have been thrown at attractive at Idahosa. It's okay, just go there, do your 8 years, just be a good deputy governor. When he's gone, he will push you, and he's still a young man. But
yes,
there's also a danger that Okpebholo may want to, remain the godfather. We see what's happening in Edo State today.
Yes.
Where Shabu was given some sort of power by current governor of Edo State, and well, the rest is history. So
yes,
what do you think?
Yes, yeah, he may want to play a role in his succession. I think that is an issue. That's an issue that political party must deal with. Okay. Because as it stands today, I don't think political parties are doing much in that area. They invest a lot in who emerges, how administration and all that, how the party will subsist and all that. But when it comes to succession, it's like the governor being the leader of the party. Who is he going to listen to? Except maybe from the center. And you need a very influential person from the center to be able to talk down the governor into allowing for fair play. From Wike to
Fubara.
All over, Fubara to Peter Obi and Obiano, to everywhere. It's the same story. So the political parties have not been able to manage succession. And succession is very critical to the advancement. It was because of the lack of the political party managing succession that the APC lost the power in Edo State. Lack of that. And now PDP is also having the same problem in Edo State, succession. Philip Shuaibu did his own primaries, emerged winner. There's another primary somewhere. APC is the same story. So if we want to study through, yes, Labour Party, if we want to study through proper what it will take to hold power, retain power for a political party, the political party will have to do more than just winning elections. Well, right now, what they do is just to win elections. Before now, they don't even care about who is feeding as the running mate, up until Lion's case. They don't really care. They don't do much on that, no much groundwork. But now they are extending that. They should extend groundwork to succession plan if they want to hold on to power. Because our politics is getting very sophisticated by the day.
Parties need to really work out, fashion out ways to have smooth succession.
Yes.
All right. That's a good way to land. Ivan Sofeli, thank you so very kindly for your time tonight. And look forward to having you again.
My pleasure.
And that's the size of our package tonight right here on Politics HQ. There's a lot to unpack as far as Nigeria politics is concerned, and you can be assured that we right here on News Central Television will always be at the front of those stories. See you tomorrow. Good night.